I wanted to test the age-old question. How much could you do at Disney World with a 2-day park hopper ticket? I know everyone's been asking. This ticket cost me $451.04 just to get through the gate, man. But don't worry, I'll calculate all my other expenses as we go for all you pocket watchers. Disney World Orlando consists of 4 parts. Magic Kingdom, the conjugation point of all Disney adults across the world, the cream of the crop when it comes to getting your Disney fix. This is the show, baby. And then we have Epcot, the more mature part of the park, where you can get goofy off some overpriced Disney juice and stumble around hammered while other people's kids judge you. I'm not projecting. Hollywood Studios, where they have the best rides like Tower of Terror and the Muppets Rocket Roller Coaster, Toy Story Land, and the War of the Stars. And lastly, Animal Kingdom, a place where I've never been, I have no interest in going, and that's for some reasons that I can't fully comprehend. And spoiler alert, we did not go to Animal Kingdom. Okay, we're all caught up. Cool. Let's get into the video. Okay, Biggie B TV here, Disney vlog document day 1. Let's go. Our journey starts at the Magic Kingdom monorail, a truly magical place where you get to smell all the other people who are sweating in the Orlando heat. We waited give or take 15 minutes to get on our Magic Sky Bus, and we were carted to the most magical place on earth. This is an overlooked part of the park, in my opinion. We passed by people eating a continental breakfast at their hotel. I'm jealous. My first introduction to magic was watching this train go backwards, which was just mind-boggling. We saw fancy hotels that I was unable to afford due to paying $500 for a ticket. And just like that, we were in the park. But entering was not an easy task. I had to first make a blood sacrifice to the mouse by giving my fingerprint at the entrance. I thought that was a tad strange, but when in Rome, do as the Romans do, or the Disney adults do. But here we are. The main street, as the locals call it, Main Street. People here like to wait in lines to take a picture. That is the theme of this park. I am not sure why, but you can kind of just take a picture anywhere, so I don't know why they're waiting in a line. We decided to ride Pirates of the Caribbean for our first ride, and let me tell you, the smell inside this ride is intoxicating. It didn't smell like dirty sea dogs or scurvy, and all the pirates inside the ride were surprisingly very respectful. They kept their hands to themselves and provided a very welcoming experience to the crew and I on my boat. And I thought that was very un-pirate-like. When I think of pirates, I think of a very disrespectful, touchy group of people that kills others for booty, and that kind of took away from the immersion. We didn't get pillaged and none of our booties were harmed, but the fact that they weren't made me kind of skeptical if these pirates were real. And a little fun fact about me, during my childhood, my mother was very vocal about her crush on Jack Sparrow. And as a young boy with a healthy father figure in my life, I was very unsure how to take that. Luckily, with years of therapy, I have accepted that I still don't know how to feel about that.
I like the way it smells in there.
After all the yo-ho, I was in the mood for some Disney breakfast, baby, and I was prepared to splash a little cash. You know, I'm on vacation. So I stopped by the mess hall and I secured an egg and chicken biscuit and some hash browns. And that thing only cost me 99 cents, dude. In the real world, that's still costing me 99 cents. And I took that as an absolute win. I thought the price was very reasonable. And the sandwich was absolutely slapping. 10 out of 10. Would recommend it. We're down $9 so far. And after our bellies were full with well-priced grease and honey, we thought a log ride was the best course of action. There were multiple warnings that this was a water ride and that we may get wet. And with me being illiterate, I had no clue what any of these signs were trying to tell me, so I pushed onwards to what I perceived was a very tame and dry ride. I was wrong. The wait said it was about 45 minutes and...
So far the line's moving very quickly. I can't time it because I forgot my watch.
But for you guys, the wait's only going to be about 20 seconds, so that's pretty good. And I've never seen the movie that this attraction was based off of. What I've gathered, there's a family that enjoys beignets and befriending alligators. And the line was actually quite pleasant. It was a lot of memorabilia to stare at, and a lot of warnings about safety that I appreciate because safety is my #1 concern. Oh, here comes the log. The ride was amazing, but we ended up in a little traffic jam at the end. It was no big deal, and as my favorite dad joke goes, we made it just in time, baby. Look at the line over there. Isn't that the best feeling? On to the next ride. Big Thunder Mountain. The wait time, 25 minutes. And I have no way of judging if that is true. Again, I forgot my watch at home. But here's a pretty sweet view of the line. And we're off. I don't know if I'm wrong, but the wait time seemed like it was only a few seconds. But enjoy the view from the Big Thunder Mountain.
Yeah, see, like a 4 or 5. I gotcha.
I'm glad I took off my glasses.
Yeah.
After all that thrill, we needed to sit our hairy butts down for a good old hoedown, throwdown. And let me tell ya, these bears could sing, feller. They were singing all sorts of nonsense, and let me tell you, I loved it. And here's my best impression of children when they come in my live stream. Remember me. Remember me.
Too sad, I can't go home.
And now that we are free from the shackles of our oppressors, I think that it is time for a Slim Jimmy and a parade. What do you say? Keep in mind it's 98 degrees and humid outside. These characters must be warm.
Ice cream sandwich.
Yeah, so apparently the Haunted Mansion was under some renovation, so that's splendid. It looked amazing with the big tarp over it.
Kindly step all the way in, please, and make room for everyone. There's no turn.
And the worst part is they got rid of the dude hanging from the ceiling. That used to freak me the funk out when I was a kid, man. I don't know. Maybe our generation is just getting soft where it's not acceptable to show somebody hanging from the ceiling anymore. Different generations. And here's some sped up footage of just straight up darkness because I don't know how to record in the dark. If anybody knows how, comment it below. Here's a quick flick of the tower, and thank goodness we are lucky enough to see the woman pretending to be Elsa finish out her set. It was magical. After catching a glimpse of the literal snow princess, we decided to hop on the monorail and go to Epcot. Like I said in the beginning, Epcot is the more adult-themed park. They sell alcohol, but keep your pants on, everybody, because Biggie B is not getting drunk at Disney World again. But I will get drunk off this $9 iced milk-flavored coffee.
As you can see, we're now at Epcot. Biggie B TV is getting absolutely sold on fun drinks and debauchery. I'm LARPing right now as a Disney enthusiast. Rock with your boy. These gloof troops are sizzling, homie.
And after our third lunch of the day, we decided to go to the scariest ride in the park. Journey into Imagination with my man, Figment. Figment is like this purple flying dinosaur thing that sings. Check out his voice. It's angelic.
Be a dream come true with just that spark from me and you. Imagination.
By the looks of this food court, you might think that we're stopping for our fourth lunch of the day, but no. You are mistaken. We are going to see the Living with the Land boat ride, where Walt flexes his agricultural knowledge on all of us normies. Now on to Soaring Across America.
The line for soaring is 20 minutes, not 40. We lucked out.
Soaring Across America is pretty self-explanatory. You are literally soaring across America, and you get to see things like the Buffalo Roam, the grandest of the Grand Canyon, Alaska, God dang California, the GTA map, and lastly, Epcot. Did somebody say fourth lunch? After our fourth lunch, we decided to go to this Hispanic boat ride. I'm not sure what the theme was. Maybe fiesta. I don't know. It was very cool, though. And after that relaxing boat ride and our fourth lunch of the day, we decided to give the Guardians of the Galaxy ride a shot. And spoiler alert, it didn't work out. We were about 80% of the way through the line, and my fiance and mother-in-law got PTSD from getting stuck in the line for 2 hours on their last Disney World visit. So we hightailed it out of there to ride whatever monstrosity is hidden in the big Epcot ball. I got my classic in between fourth lunch and dinner snack. I let Walt Disney know that I speak American. The paparazzi found me on this ride. We got to look at all these advances in history, and this was one of my favorite parts, is just sitting back on this ride. Dude, it's cerebral. And we made it back to Main Street somehow. I don't know. I feel a little spacey. Space Mountain, that is. Oh, shoot. And that wraps up day one of Disney. And we ended our journey at the Space Mountain. Strap on in for day two.
Disney day 2, not encumbered.
And here we are, Disney day 2, baby. I told you I wasn't lying. Our first ride on the list is Tower of Terror, aka the Hollywood Tower Hotel, aka the place to be, aka you already know the deal, bro. Check out how spooky this place is, man. It's giving me the heebie-jeebies just even editing this video right now. Is anybody else concerned with how fast that elevator went down? I don't know what they have in store for me. Figment must have been still in my mind from yesterday, because I swear these people just disappeared right in front of our eyes. Now for the most dreaded part of the park, the single rider line. The single rider line is a huge gamble. You are essentially saying, I am willing to abandon my friends and family in order to experience your ride, Walt Disney, in a shorter amount of time than what I would need if I would have just waited like a normal person. It worked. And that's not a joke to him. They warned us about 10 times that we will be split up. And spoiler alert, we were. I entered through the artist entrance because I'm a famous YouTuber with almost 2,000 subscribers, so please subscribe if you're enjoying the video. We got to see some posters, then we got to visit the Muppets, and here we are, about ready to experience whatever this ride was. We unknowingly ate at a theme restaurant where we had to act right. We didn't know this when we first walked in. My family is a bunch of well-mannered, upper middle class folk, so we really didn't know the theme until the waiter told us how well we did at the end. Flex. Here we are at some war site in the stars or something like that. I'm not really sure what this spacecraft is, but whatever. Fast forward to Toy Story Land. I love this place because I'm one big fella, and being around all this huge stuff makes me feel small. We rode Midway Mania, pretty much a shoot 'em up game that you compete with your family in. I scored 180,000 points. I made sure to tell everybody to the point they were very annoyed. Apparently the line only took 11 seconds, or I forgot to check and record how long it took, so who knows? Here we are at Main Street, but not the Main Street that we were at in the beginning of the video, but just kind of like a main part of the street. I don't know where I'm going with this bit. Enjoy the views. Here we are getting back on the monorail to go back to the most magic place in the world, Magic Kingdom. I got some sick pictures of the big ball. I have a thing for big balls. My fiance said one of her non-negotiables was to ride the Carousel of Progress. I took a nap, so sadly I didn't get to hear a clanker Walt Disney yap about progress for 20 minutes, but the nap was very spiritual. His obsession with progress is very strange. Do some research on it. I'm starting to think that this Walt fellow was a pretty strange dude. And then we moseyed on over to the Tron ride. A fun fact, I used to weigh 310 pounds, and I was unable to fit on the Tron ride. That was a very traumatic experience that made me lose 60 pounds, and now I am able to fit on the Tron ride no problem. A little disclaimer, the neon on this ride can be very disorienting. To take caution as you ride if you are sensitive to neon. Here's a sick view of the Tron. And for the first time I was baptized by the People Mover. And I have to say, this is hands down one of my favorite rides. It goes through all the rides in Magic Kingdom. This is actually a very fun ride that I highly recommend. I am now a big fan of the People Mover. And we decided to end off the night with It's a Small World. And it was just magical. Listen for yourself. And as we left the zoo of people watching the go-away parade, we were off, waving the magic goodbye, with the sounds of crying children and chattering, reminding us of just how magical our time is. Goodbye, Disney. Goodbye, viewers. Good night, Moon.